Yo, welcome to another episode of Unpredictable Thoughts Podcast. Your boy Troubles in the building. We starting the holidays. Well, not the holidays, the year off right. I want to give a shout out to everybody that made it through another year. I want to also give a shout out to everyone that's already starting their New Year's resolutions, and just keep it pushing. Never give up. In doing your New Year's resolution, I think one thing people should do is just start short term. So do it in quarters, 3 months at a time, and short term goals make long term goals easier at the end of the day. Um, for my podcast starting the year, we're gonna do things a little different. I'm gonna start trying to push out visuals. Also, we just got put on Spotify, so let's give a big shout outs to us on that one. Um, I think that's it. We probably come up with some more merchandise, but that's gonna keep it, you know, under the rugs until you actually see it. But as of right now, we got a special guest in the building, Steve.
What up? What
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. So this is kind of like well, in a sense, it is a military veteran type of podcast. Uh, so I want to talk to as many veterans as I can,
Okay.
because you always see a lot of homeless veterans
Yeah.
out there. So I personally believe, as of right now, that there are programs to prevent that, but
Mm,
they're not being pushed as they
right.
should be, or people just don't retain the knowledge.
Right.
Or I mean, people have different circumstances
Right.
on why they are in that situation. So end all goal is just to talk to many veterans as I can to kind of see their story at the end of the
Mm,
day as well. But how long you been in?
little over 22 years.
22.
Yep. Yep. Little over 22.
Vente due. That's 22 in Italian. Wow.
Yeah.
22. So was it like when you first thought about joining, was it like a one and done?
No.
Oh, so
No.
you knew off
No.
the rip.
I didn't think I was gonna be in the army for that long. Yeah. It just wasn't for me. But hey, that's the way life changes. Uh, that's the way. I don't know. That's the way it panned out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing like 2 year increments.
They let
Um,
y'all sign up for 2 years at a time?
they did. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I
Yep.
was 4 by 4.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
2 years. You
Yeah.
can do 2 years at a time. So yeah, that was me, and that's it. Once I hit that 10, then I just finally made that commitment.
So what year? So what, 2018 subtract 22 is what?
96 is when I came in.
96.
Yep, October 96 is when
And
I
I
joined.
just 6. Yeah. I was just 6. So 96 October time frame. Was that Desert Storm?
No,
No.
it was really Bosnia. That's the
Bosnia?
only thing that was going on back then.
Yeah.
Yep. So I went straight from basic training to Bosnia. So yeah, I graduated basic training and went straight to Bosnia. Yeah.
In 96? They still
97.
doing
I graduated
that? Oh,
in
97,
basic training. I started basic training October 96 and graduated February 97. And then by March, I was already headed to Bosnia.
Yeah. Damn. So kind of back it up. Where you from?
New York.
New York?
Yep.
And what made you want to join? No, it wasn't college. Wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, baseball was my thing and got hurt.
Mhm.
So it wasn't going to be my thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, I had to pay for college somehow, so.
You think your recruiter finessed you? It's like, man, you hurt.
No, I was pretty easy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my mom didn't know about it. Nobody really knew about it that I joined the army.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my mom didn't know about it till like it was time for me to leave to go to basic training.
Mm.
I was scared to tell her.
What about the other branches of service?
No, I mean I just went to the army guy and was like, hey,
Oh.
want to join the army?
That's
That was
great.
pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
easy.
They consider you a golden child at that point.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And they told me, I mean, I wanted to be infantry, so that on top of that,
What?
I was like, oh, it was easy. It was
Yeah.
easy for them.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have fun. I
Yeah.
saw all
So,
the movies and the G.I. Joe and all that, and I wanted to do that stuff.
see, I was the opposite. I was like, I joined the support, but like, like, nah, like I don't know. I guess it's just me, like all that training,
Mm.
and all it take is somebody be like, with a bullet.
Yeah.
That's not even intended for you. They just shoot and it hit you. You out. All the miles that you was running and all them technical positions and all that, and you get hit by a straight bullet. Like that somebody can't even aim. Like I don't know.
I looked
Each
towards
his
it.
own.
Yeah. Young and dumb.
Oh, that's hey, don't be
Young
on.
and dumb. Looking for the action.
Yeah. So boot camp. Where at that time? Where was boot camp?
Fort Benning, Georgia.
Fort Benning. Oh wow. Columbus. Yeah,
Columbus.
I was an hour away from there.
Yep. Columbus, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
So went to boot camp and advanced individual training.
Yeah.
AIT for infantry. And did airborne, and that was it. First duty station was Fort Riley.
So you didn't even get to check into your duty station.
We
You-
did. I mean,
oh.
I got to my duty station, and then from there went straight to the field. Like, we didn't even. We got our gear, went to the field, came back. We had like 5 days to pack up to leave. Once we got back from the field.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, that's what had kind of happened to my homeboy Robert. I just did a podcast with him. He was like, once he finished his schooling, or when he was supply whatnot. So aviation unit. He was like, once he finished, he got to what is that? Fort Campbell,
Yeah,
I believe.
Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky. He's like 4 months later, he was out.
Mm.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty common. Yeah, it's pretty common. Once you get someplace, they tell you don't even unpack. It's time for you to go.
and you're what, like 18, 19?
Yeah, I was 19.
Mm.
Yeah, I was 19 at the time.
Dang, and you just whole new like how was Bosnia? Like
It
was
was
culture,
crazy.
culture shock for you or
Oh yeah, yeah. It was,
Yeah.
well, the side that we were on, it was all country,
yeah.
so we had to hold down. That was during when the conflict between Milosevic and just back then. Sorry, back then they had that conflict. So
Oh, this is new to me.
yeah.
Like,
It was like when we got there, it was
That's
between the initiating force and the stabilization force. It
Yeah.
was the changeover.
Mhm.
So they were trying to stabilize Bosnia.
Got it.
So our mission was to just take care of the countryside, basically.
Yeah,
So and like hold that part down so he doesn't take it over.
got it. How long were you deployed for that time?
It was 9 months.
Damn. That's crazy. 19 years old,
Yeah.
deployed in Bosnia for 9 months.
Yeah.
And then you said, what was your duty station?
I was at Fort Riley.
Fort
Kansas.
Riley.
Yep.
And then did you wind up?
Going back. I mean, yeah, went back to Fort Riley, and yeah,
But-
stayed there till 99, I think. No,
In
2000.
2000.
Yeah, 2000.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Any other deployments during that time frame?
In between that, no.
Yeah, no.
Just a lot of training events, but no.
Training events. And then what, 2000, and then you said from 2000, Raleigh, then where did you go after that?
To, Iraq in 07.
Like, duty station wise.
Oh, from there to, no, Rhode Island. Yeah, Rhode Island. I got on recruiting duty.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
Yeah, I got put on recruiting duty.
How many lies did you tell?
None. I was not a good recruiter. They
Did you
tried
make
to
a
get me
success-
out of there as fast as possible.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah, I only lasted, I think it was like 2.5 years. Yeah.
They could have.
No, I did. I mean,
Months.
I did good as a recruiter, but
Yeah.
it wasn't for me.
Mm.
It was not my cup of tea.
Is it because of the quota game? Like
Yeah,
you
it's
think
just. I mean, it was
the whole numbers
stressful.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different than what it is now.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Is it different in like it being harder then versus back.
Yeah, it was harder then than it is now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean now, I mean everybody has technology. You know,
Yeah.
you can fact check anything. There's
Oh
really nothing. I mean, what do you need a recruiter for? You can find out everything yourself.
yeah.
Realistic, really. So
Damn. Yeah. Oh well.
I
Yeah.
was like, you can take virtual tours of probably what installation you want to.
Yeah.
There's really nothing. It wasn't like when we joined. We only saw video. There's infantry. This is they play the VHS tape and that's it.
Yeah.
This is infantry. And,
Were they still popping off bonuses back then?
no.
Oh, they weren't.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow.
Mm-mm. No. So yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Korean's not for me.
But you was out there in what '01 as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
when
didn't.
9/11 hit.
Yeah, 9/11. So I'm just gonna ask, like, did that kind of help in a sense? 'Cause,
No,
stuff like that happens on American soil. I want to serve my
no,
country.
not
No.
in Rhode Island.
Oh,
Not up north.
well, it is. It is based on location.
Yeah. It's a very liberal area.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because is up north considered? Cause I know in the Marine Corps we consider like up here the sixth district. The sixth district.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's like if you get stationed as a recruiter in the
Mm-hmm.
sixth district.
Yeah, you done.
Yeah, it's
It's
so hard. Yeah.
Same way any branch of service.
Yeah.
Because we had Marines. I mean, we were in our building had all the services in one building.
Mhm.
So we all struggled in there, together.
Yeah.
So
One team, one fight,
yeah.
literally.
We all hung out
Blended.
together. We all struggled together. But yeah, it's just a more of a liberal area than
Yeah.
down south, where recruiting is way easier.
They just walking in
Yeah.
like
Like Texas or Georgia or Alabama, places like
Florida
that.
as well.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. So you got off recruiting duty, Rhode Island. Did you? Last question on that. Did you pick to go to Rhode Island?
No.
Oh,
No, they picked me.
oh God.
I
Yeah.
got voluntold.
Yikes.
Got voluntold.
Oh God.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, likely. I don't even. Yeah, that's interesting. Was your duty station after that? Where did you wind up going?
Went back to Georgia, to Fort Benning.
Mm-hmm.
Was an instructor at Fort Benning, so was an instructor there at the long versus short, long-term School of Americas. It used to be called the School of Americas.
Uh-huh.
Now it's like the Western Hemisphere Institute for Security Cooperation, where basically you train the South American, Central American, and Caribbean armies and police force.
Oh wow.
So I did that down there.
They don't send you to that country. They just do. So the Caribbean Army or police force is on that base.
They send them to us.
Yeah.
To train them. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So basically, that school is everything that's taught in the army, as far as like every job in the army that's taught,
Mm.
is taught. We get to teach it to any South American, Central American, or Caribbean police force or army. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a unique school.
Yeah.
It's under a special ops command, so it's pretty
That's dope.
pretty good assignment.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty good assignment. It's fun, a lot of fun.
And what rank were you around that time?
E6.
Yeah. So did you kind of pick up quick or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I picked up E6 in like 5 years, 5.5 years. Yeah. Yeah. And then I came into a standstill.
Yeah.
After that.
That happens though. That's
Yeah. So yeah.
yeah. That happens because what they doing now with what I see with promotions is not like I'm seeing E5s getting promoted and they're not even like 21. Like
Right.
yeah. So I'm like, you're going to get stuck. I keep on telling some of these people. I was like, look, it's good on you to get promoted and all that other stuff, but bigger picture, the rank doesn't match the maturity
Right.
in a sense.
Absolutely.
And then from also, it's like you just gonna be sitting like as an E5, E6, like at what, like 20, 21 until you're damn near 30. I'm like, oh no, I'm good. Like, I'm glad it kind of took me a while to pick up around the time that I came in or whatnot because it like my rank in a sense, almost matches my age,
Right.
which matches my peers in a sense. But the younger ones, I'm like,
Yeah, you see a lot of immature leaders.
yeah, and it's crazy because I was doing a podcast with Robert, and like he did like 3 back-to-back deployments, and he just felt as though he was just misguided because you get so much money coming in. Well, not like doing deployments or whatnot. He ain't have nobody to, I guess, put him under his wing
Right.
to be like, man, manage this
Yeah.
right. Stop doing this.
Yeah.
He had a lot of allotments
Yeah.
too. I used to call him Robert Allotment Thompson.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you getting everything on allotment. So it's just,
Yeah, we don't do a good job in that.
can you
In teaching our.
flip your mic up?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't do a good job teaching our junior kids to just teaching them finances and just the basics of life.
But
It's just
I think it varies on leadership and
yeah. I mean, it's our job.
Yeah.
We just don't do a good job at it. Where the officer corps they get that pushed into them. From college. They
Yeah.
learn that. We don't, as enlisted, you don't really learn it.
Yeah.
You either get good leadership or you don't get good leadership, and you might get it taught to you.
Yeah.
Whereas officers, they learn it straight from college, and when they go to their, through their other courses, they learn finances and financial management and stuff like that.
And that's crazy because it's like enlisted, like officers, they the ones that kind of just push the button.
Right.
Oh, well, I suggest that we wake up 03 to do a 15-mile hike. Enlisted is like, all right, it's about to happen. Make sure all the logistics is done for it. And I don't know, it's just crazy on how that spectrum is. Because before I got out, I didn't realize officers, like, they had to do resumes every so often, like to keep on updating their resume. And I'm like, you have enlisted, like especially junior enlisted, that do they 4 years and get out and don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Now,
have
now they have
8 years.
Soldier for Life. Luckily,
Mhm.
I don't know how it is in the Marine Corps, but the Army has now Soldier for Life. I don't know if it's the same.
Yeah, we
way.
got Marine for Life. We just started
Yeah.
last year, probably. We always late for some shit. So.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been going on for a while. So now, like, soldiers from the time they enter basic training, their resume starts. So now they get taught at basic training.
Oh,
They start with the finance classes. They start building their Soldier for Life from the minute they join.
oh wow.
So, and it carries them and it follows them. So they can go from one installation to another duty station, and they log on, or their leadership can log on and pull whatever they did in the last installation and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
See, that's dope because it's like with leadership, people don't realize, like outside looking in, like the military controls can control every aspect, every second of your life, like down to every second in a sense. And it's like, with leadership, when you have junior people under you, you control all of that. You control when they getting up. You can control when they going to sleep. You control their finances. You control their credit score. You control if they get in a car or not. You control if they going out on the weekends. So it's like,
You're their mom, their dad.
yeah.
A lot of times you are that person. For
Yeah.
Because they don't have a mom and a dad, or
due to certain circumstances, and everybody background is just so.
well, they just half of these kids just left their mom and dad.
Yeah.
So they've
For the
never
ones
been away from
unfortunate.
home. So they're looking to you as the old person, as the mom and dad figure,
Yeah.
to guide them,
Sometimes it's like I don't even have it all the time. Like, like I try my best. Always try my best to, reach out to, I guess, the people I looked up to, and make it fit for me or whatnot, and pass it down, and just kind of continue to express that, because it's like, I guess the common slogan was like, in the military is like, with bring you in and you wind up being better than what you were. But sometimes it's like, man, some people wasn't smoking cigarettes or drinking
Right.
alcohol.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, did you really make them better?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
don't know nothing about finances. Like, yeah, at 18, you're fortunate enough to have a career. People don't realize that, but it's like
Right.
you have a career like that's set in stone, and we always get told like, well, military, you always first in line for a job. You'll always be good, but
Yeah,
that's not
the
it. You
case.
gotta make sure your ducks is in a row
Right.
with that.
And I think that was the whole purpose of the Soldier for Life. Is one, I mean, obviously our unemployment rate in the military is twice the national average.
Oh, for real? I ain't even know
Yeah.
that.
It's twice the national average, our unemployment rate.
Uh-huh.
So obviously that's gonna create some concern because unemployment's paid by your last employer. So the Army's paying out a ton of money in unemployment. So they're trying to lower unemployment. So these are the programs that they're trying to better so that soldiers can get jobs when they get out. So it's the goal.
Will we ever reach it? We don't
Yeah.
know.
Because it's all up to the person.
Yeah, for that
You
person
either want to
apply
get a job or
themselves.
you don't want to get a job. I mean, you're telling a 22-year-old, go get a job. They're like, no, I've just been struggling for the last 4 years. I'm going to go play video games for 3 more years. You know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's very interesting.
so I don't know. I don't think that's ever gonna win that battle.
Yeah,
Unemployment battle. But yeah.
interesting. So after the whole security school training in other countries, police forces, what was next for you?
I became a career counselor then. Applied to be a career counselor. And
Now, what is that? Because it's different branches
Yeah,
of service.
I mean, we're the broker between the soldier and the army.
okay.
So there's two different aspects of what we do. I mean, we're in charge. We're like your guidance counselor at high school. That's what we do. We from everything from professional development counseling to the minute you step footed in the unit, you talk to us. Like we work only for the bosses, the big bosses. So
like
we
your
don't have,
colonels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we don't work for the company commanders or first sergeants or stuff like that. Conflict of interest, just in case they're not doing something right, we have to report them. But yeah, so we deal with every aspect of a soldier,
That's dope.
and we're like the eyes and ears of the colonels and the sergeant majors. But then on the other side of the house, we do the contracts for the army. So when the soldier re-enlists or whatever, we do the contracts, and we pay out the bonuses and stuff like that directly. So yeah,
Give me that bonus. I ain't
Yeah.
trying to sign nothing, no. I ain't trying to sign nothing. Give me that bonus. But I did find that dope as far as the Army with career counselors due to the fact of it's career counselor per job.
Nope. So like on whole Fort Stewart, there's only about 9 of us on the whole installation.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So there's only about close to 700 in the whole army. Yeah. So it's not a lot of us. They only produce about 60, about 80 now career counselors a year. So that's how many the army produces.
See, I thought it was much more. I was under the impression like each MOS, each job had their own career counselor or whatnot.
No.
Because like compared to the Marine Corps, it's like you might have one career counselor for that whole base.
Yeah. No, it's totally the way that we're the only branch that handles our career counselors the way we handle it. Every other branch handles it differently.
Yeah.
Like it's our job. Where other branches, it's just an additional duty.
Yeah.
This is our sole our sole job. But yeah, there's so we have mandatory counselings that we have to provide to every soldier in a unit.
Yeah.
And then we have annual counselings, and then there's inspections and stuff that we have to
So
do.
you're a career counselor just for your unit only.
Yes.
And so it could be a unit 410 East Infantry or whatnot, and they have their own career counselor
Right.
as well. Okay.
So every unit has typical brigade has about 4 to 5 about 5 different battalions, and they'll have a career counselor. Each battalion will have a career counselor.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's dope. That's real dope. Now, you're currently still doing that right now?
no, currently I'm in the warrior transition unit. because I'm transitioning out once I get healed up.
Yeah.
I'm transitioning out the army, so
So before we get to that, as far as before we get to the that portion, as far as career counselor, like is that like TD's paperwork like recruiting? Like
No.
it's not the recruitment aspect, but it's you're still taking care, making sure.
no,
Oh no, easier, much easier.
no, no. I mean, it's just like I said. Just imagine. I mean, if you're a guidance counselor in high school, guidance counselor in high school, it's the same aspect.
Mhm.
Where a guidance counselor helps the student pick out their classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It-
There you go.
so yeah, it's the same
A little
thing.
lay on the mic.
So now she want to be talkative.
Yeah. Oh.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Lay.
So I missed that whole last part. Like I deeply apologize.
So I mean, just like high school guidance counselors, help you figure out what classes you need to graduate.
Yeah.
So the same thing with career counselors, they help you figure out what you need to do to be successful in the army.
Yeah.
So as far as is it, getting promoted, make sure that you're getting counseled properly by your command and your unit to get promoted. Just dealing with you on a personal and professional,
Yeah.
aspect of it to make sure that you're doing good.
Like get promoted. That's it. Bottom line.
But to help you too.
Yeah, to help
it's
you
like,
get promoted.
If it's a person struggling and not knowing, if they should go to college or not, or what college to go to, or so we're just there for the soldier in every aspect. And that's basically it. So and that's a handful because I mean you're dealing with usually about 1,700 to anywhere ranging from 700 to about 1,200 people.
Damn.
So,
Yeah.
and there's
a lot
only
of
one of you.
phone calls. Do y'all get another phone, like a cell phone? Oh, no, you can only call my office, bro. Like,
Yeah, my phone goes off the hook. Yeah, because
Did my
I mean,
package
soldiers
come back
sometimes
yet?
when they want to talk to you, they don't care. They just like
yeah. So it does come down to that mentoring and just being there because it's like you like, man, I'm off work,
yeah.
but somebody could just be going
Yeah.
through it, and it's like,
They tend to always ask you. They want to know something after work.
yeah,
I'm like, hey, dude, what time did you get off? 3:00. It's 6:00. I'm off now.
yeah.
So you can wait till tomorrow.
It's that
if,
contemplation.
if it ain't life or death, it can wait till tomorrow.
Drink some water.
Yeah,
Drink some water. Yeah, when they in
You
their
can wait
room, that's
tomorrow.
when the questions just start like coming through. Now you said a key thing, especially for those that are listening. A key thing you said is like you're the eyes and ears for the soldiers from the CO and whatnot, and also in the essence of the Army itself. Army will come down with this whole list of basically what do you need to do to get promoted, or how do you become the soldier of the quarter, the year XYZ.
Yeah, we have to filter that, make sure that the word is getting to the lowest level.
Yeah.
When Army does change policies or whatever, we have to make sure that it is getting to the soldiers. So we have to do a lot of briefings to the soldiers and stuff like that when stuff does come down.
And do you feel as though when they do hand out these policies on basically policies of success,
Yeah.
and they still for some reason can't get right? It's like do this, this, and this,
Yeah.
and you're golden.
I mean,
Like how do you handle those situations sometimes?
everybody's a grown person,
Yeah.
and that's why I always tell them. I was like, you join, you were grown. To stay in, that's a grown decision. To get out, it's a grown decision.
Yeah.
Here's the tools. You don't want to follow them. Hey, I'm not gonna lose sleep over you.
Yeah.
I get paid.
First and
I can go to
15.
sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? It's like my job is to provide you tools. You either listen or you don't listen.
Yeah.
It's on you. I'm not gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Has anybody tried to like kind of point the blame on you? Like, you ain't help me with this. I was like,
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I've never had that happen.
Okay.
To
No.
your face,
No, to my face, right? Not to my face. Probably behind my back. Yeah, but yeah, nah, not to my face. But no, I mean, it's they know. You know, most of the time it's just lazy. You know, I mean, you're dealing with the same. You're dealing with kids that are our age. You know, we have kids the same age.
I don't got no kids, but yeah.
We have kids the same age
Yeah.
as the kids that I'm dealing with. So
Oh,
they're like my
yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're like they act just because they wear the uniform doesn't mean that they're not kids anymore.
Yeah, and the maturity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're still kids.
Yeah.
You can, just because you go to 8 weeks of basic training don't change you.
Yeah.
You're still a kid. You know.
But it will almost kind of contradict what you just stated like 45 seconds ago when you said you're a grown person.
Yeah.
To sign that dotted line.
You are. I mean, as far as making a
you
decision.
can get finesse.
Yeah, I mean, as far as you making a decision. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that you're still not a kid in nature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're 18-year-old. For me, you're still a kid. You know? But you still, at 18 years old, you could decide to go buy a pack of cigarettes or not. You know?
Yeah. But
That's
buying a
your
pack of
choice.
cigarettes and, like, a career in the government,
it's crazy.
That's very, very different
crazy.
as far as making decisions of, like, basically giving up a lot of rights.
Yeah. That they don't know.
That you don't know,
it.
but still, yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts. But the end result is, I mean, you have to think of the bigger picture. Is, you know, we have the best military in the world, and if we didn't, then we all be in trouble right now. We wouldn't have the freedom of doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like one of those double-edged swords. You know, it's like you hope people doing it for the right reasons. You know. But the technology is out there now. So, I mean, if a kid had a question about it, it's not like a recruiter can lie to them. You know, there's so many ways of fact checking a recruiter.
Yeah, especially for the Army. I'm like, did civilian make this? Like the way it's so like in detail.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I like this. Like it's you can tell y'all directly funded by the government. But
yeah, I mean, there's no reason to you know what you should know what you're getting into now.
Yeah,
you know nowadays for these kids. So
I guess for some people it's the realness of it is like basically what I'm trying to say is like when you see the military, you see Army, Marine Corps, you always see the combat grunt stuff. You don't see
the other jobs.
Yeah, the other jobs.
240 something or 50 something jobs Army has.
Yeah, and you don't see the lowest ranking individual out there police calling,
right?
or was it y'all call it CQ duty?
Yeah, CQ.
Yeah, they don't tell you about that, and I don't know, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
You don't need to get told everything.
Yeah, you don't need to get told everything. Then we wouldn't have a military.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean it's just the prices you pay.
Yeah.
You know, for the life and career you do have. You know.
Yeah, and I gotta tell people, everyone's not built for it.
No.
Well, no, it's not for everybody. I've learned to tolerate it because it's like as much BS happens or whatnot, last minute duties or taking care of a junior Marine XYZ. Sometimes I could be off on a Thursday at 9 o'clock. Like, yeah. So it's like we got some haters in the room, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a lot of pros and cons to it. But I said it's not for everybody. It's not designed to be for everyone to retire.
Yeah.
Or everybody to stay in. It's not designed for that.
Yeah.
So it's just most important thing. Just thank everyone that comes in, and even if they come in for like 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah. Well, some.
And I always try to tell
don't
these
think all
kids.
of them because some of them be finessing games as soon as they come in. I'm like, bro, like you ain't do nothing. But that's another talk for another day. So from the time that you came in to the time that career counselor, how many other deployments? Because we talked about Bosnia. How many other deployments?
In Iraq, and then I went to Korea.
Iraq and Korea. So Iraq, what year?
07.
07? How was that during that time frame? Because I was 11th grade? Hold on. Yeah, I was in 11th grade. Yeah. And then
crazy.
That next year, high school, and then I joined December 8th, 2008. Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was a 15-month deployment.
15 months?
Yeah.
Bumba!
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
R&R?
Yeah. No.
What's R&R?
Relax and what the heck's
Relaxation? I don't know.
rest
Rest and relax.
relaxation,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, so basically, R&R is like, I know for the Marine Corps, we do, at the time, it was 6 months deployments or whatnot. So anytime after that, you rate R&R or whatnot. If you signed up for another 6 months. But I think they only give you like a week or 2 weeks, give or take-ish.
Yeah, during that time, it was called the Surge, so there was 15. That was when the 15 months deployment started that year in '07. Yep. That was rough.
Yeah. A lot of, because you was still infantry at that point, right?
Yeah, I was like well, no. I mean, I was a career counselor.
Oh, okay.
I held other duties, though, because I was on personal security detachment. So at that time, I was going to switch back to being infantry because I didn't want to be a career counselor anymore. So it was like, I got tired of that.
Why was that?
I don't know. Promotion wasn't what I had fast tracked that whole time, and then I was on standstill from 2004 basically to 2007. So it was like I was used to fast tracking.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what the heck?
And then you got some.
It's been like, yeah, it was like, why the heck? I couldn't get promoted. So
yeah.
I was gonna go back to the infantry. So I had missed it too. So.
Oh yeah, just that camaraderie.
Yeah.
And all that like crazy dumb stuff that happens around. Yeah, it can be.
So yeah, I get adrenaline and stuff. So I was prepping to go back at that time.
Yeah. Like mentally, like knowing that you're going there for 15 months.
Yeah.
Like how did that kind of take a toll on you? Because
No.
technology wasn't at its best what it is now. So like maybe Skype was just popping. I don't think every laptop had a webcam built in.
No. Yeah, it was like.
And that was like around the initial push, right? Give or take-ish? 07?
07, no, I said initial was like 04.
Okay.
The Surge was like the next, like we're moving up, as far as the Surge wise. Yeah, I mean, it's just, technology wasn't there. So, I mean, you get to, call home a little bit, when you can.
You were married during this time frame, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Listen,
I mean, but it's just, I don't know. You don't think about the stuff while you're there.
Yeah.
You can't think about it. Just can't.
I agree, because I got to Afghanistan September. I didn't wind up calling my mother until like November, December time frame or whatnot, just because of the long work days. And then it's like when you do try to actually like call, the lines are just be so long.
Yeah.
And like internet wasn't as best during that time frame.
Yeah, it's hard to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
And then the time difference as well. So sometimes you're like, all right, it's 2:30 in the morning there. I'm not even going to call like snow.
That's how it was for us in Korea. So yeah, it was 12-hour difference in Korea. So.
Oh, I'm mad at you for your mother.
Huh?
But
But yeah,
my whole energy just.
I don't know. It's just like going from like where you were, like we call it cans or whatnot. So where you were sleeping to where you was working to actually going to where like you can actually call and had the free time and all that other stuff. Like working like 12 to 14-hour days all day. It's like it's so draining. I just need to go to sleep. Like I just need to go to sleep. And then Sundays they tried to be like, well, cause you don't get no days off. Like I know we didn't. And he's like, well, you could just come in at, cause we used to have to come in at 8. He's like, well, you could just come in at 11. I'm like,
we had patrols 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So, and then our Sundays was just to get our vehicles up. Just get them maintenance and stuff. So.
Seen the crazy action out there, Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun.
Some fun. Some people know what that means. Yeah. Affect you anyway mentally
Ah,
that you know of?
yeah, some.
Yeah.
Some. I've learned how to deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, through counseling and stuff like that. Still going through counseling. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody gets some. There's everybody comes out of it with something.
Yeah.
You know.
And it doesn't all hit them all at the
Oh,
same
not at
time
the
either.
right. Yeah, it didn't hit me. I mean, yeah, it didn't really start hitting me, or I even like started thinking about it. I think not to a couple years ago, honestly.
Yeah.
So, because it's just that stigma and all that stuff still stays with you.
Yeah.
The stigma of not trying to get help, and especially if you're a leader, and that stigma's still there. Was still there. Or it's still there.
For real? See,
Yeah, I think it's getting better now,
Yeah.
but it's still there in some commands as far as getting help.
Cause it was all. Cause I know when I first came in, it was like, well, if you go to medical, you looked at as weak,
Yeah.
X, Y, Z. But like, I guess as I'm getting older and like I'm talking to like the sergeant majors, like that's about to retire, and I'm like, hey, you don't mind talking for like 10, 15 minutes about like your process and getting out and all that other stuff, and they be like, man, it's just a headache. It's just a headache trying to get everything, and like they wish they would have reported stuff
That's all that
years
they tell
ago.
me that. That's what a lot of my old mentors. That's the biggest thing they tell me is make sure you go to the doctor for everything that you got wrong with you.
Yeah.
So that's just stuff that you're just not used to doing.
See, I'm trying to have my knees at 38.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be
Yeah.
like good at like 38.
Yeah, it's just a stigma. It's just breaking the stigmas, and I think we're doing better, and it's gonna get there. I
Yeah.
think it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, it has. It's just kind of it's breaking the stigma for those that actually need it, because we
Right.
all know you have that little population. Oh, I got paper cut, medical, like. Oh,
Yeah.
You got people that will go for the most craziest. Like, I understand you are entitled to go for what you need to go for,
Right.
if you feel as though. But like, we all know those that are out there like that's playing the game for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
It's unfortunate for the ones that actually do need it.
yeah. Did you hear about the Marine Lieutenant Colonel that committed suicide in the VA parking lot?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, December either 8th or the 3rd. He was sitting on his medical records, and he was sitting on his medical records in uniform, committed suicide.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, just reading that story, I guess he was constantly going for help. And I was talking to one of my partners about it, and he's like, man, the VA system can be very brutal, because it's like, and what I mean by that is, it can, I ain't gonna say brutal, but I guess it's like a double-edged sword. And what I mean by this is, like, once you get out the military, people have to realize, like, you're just a number.
That's
like,
it.
your rank doesn't hold
Right.
weight nowhere. Like,
Yep.
you can serve 39
Yeah.
years. Like, you're going to be in that same line as somebody that did 2 days. Like, so it doesn't matter. But, I wish he would have gotten help that he needed earlier, if possible. I mean, I don't know the whole situation for it. So it's like,
That's why I try to make these young kids realize.
yeah.
I said some listen, some don't. That's why I try to make them realize and educate them as far as you're not going to be in that uniform for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
God forbid something happens to you tomorrow, you're gone.
Deuces, yeah.
They're going to chapter you, they're going to med board you, and
You said they're gonna trap you?
chapter you.
Oh, chapter.
They'll
Okay.
medical chapter you out.
Okay.
And you'll be out the military, and then what do you have?
Yeah.
What
Other than
skills do you have, or it's just so you have to always think about that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them get complacent because you do get spoiled in the military because you know where your check's coming from. You have medical. You have dental. You have a place to live.
Yeah.
So you get spoiled. You don't think of I'm gonna get hurt and have to be out of a job in 6 months. No one thinks about that.
No.
Especially younger guys think that they're gonna be young forever.
Yeah.
So Yeah, you see it all the time. You know, and that's right now. I'm working with occupational therapy, so I see a lot of those guys that are hurt. You know, and helping them get resumes and building their resumes and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of reservists and National Guard, and a lot of them don't have a clue.
Mm.
They just don't have a clue. You know, they don't know how to write a resume.
Yeah.
You know, it's just they don't know how to write English. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean,
I always tell people try to take advantage.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot. Military has a lot.
Yes, and
That's
try to
a
take
lot.
advantage of it all. You know.
I never did.
Mhm.
I didn't do it in my career when I was young. You know, just young and dumb. I wish I. That's one thing I wish I could do.
Yeah.
Is wish I would have taken. You know, just sat my butt in the barracks. You know,
Yeah.
and did what I had to do and saved money and whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know, instead of going out partying and having too much fun.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, definitely a lot of advantages to being in a lot of programs out there to help you if you need it.
Damn, what was my question? This is a good one. Hold on. Probably wasn't that good. With your time being in, do you think you gotten everything out of the military? I know,
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't, shame on me because I'm a career counselor.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know the policy.
I know. I mean, I know all the programs, so I mean, shame on me if I didn't. But yeah, absolutely, and it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Just you don't see the benefits of it till now, when it's time for you to retire. You know, your kids are in college. I was able to provide a life for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't have to pay for college for myself. You know, I have a master's. I didn't have to pay for it.
Ooh.
You know, so I didn't pay one penny for it. So,
Yeah. Well, plug
So
that in,
it's-
get your master's while being in. That's
yeah. I mean, it's just like certain things. It's like age 22, I had my own house. You know, it's certain advantages. You know, things that if you really take advantage of in the military, you can prosper.
Yeah.
You know, you have there's a lot of means to prosper
yeah.
if you take advantage of it.
Best duty station.
Fort Benning.
Fort Benning.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Fort Benning. Yeah, definitely. Love Western Georgia.
Yeah.
Western
Because it is
Georgia.
right there on cause what, like Alabama's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're 2 hours from Panama City, or 90 minutes to Atlanta.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
See,
it's
I was
great.
an hour from Panama, I believe, and then like 2 hours
Mhm.
from Atlanta.
Mm.
2 hours and a half,
So it's great.
3 hours. Yeah.
It's just
Wow.
nice. It's nice weather. Just scenery's nice.
Yeah.
I loved it over there.
It is nice scenery going up there. It is
So yeah.
very nice scenery. Now, you said something earlier about your leg being injured,
Yeah.
and then
Vision.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A.
yeah. So, like, how did you want to discuss that and like your transition and
Yeah, it's just, I mean, this is just years of wear and tear, you know, back, neck. You start paying for it as you get older.
yeah.
All the dumb stuff you did when you were young, it will come back.
Oh.
All comes back to haunt you.
Oh God.
They always said it too. They said that once you hit your 20 years, it starts. And they didn't lie.
I'm gonna go vegan then, huh?
Yeah. It catches up to you.
Yeah. And you're saying in the sense of like kind of ignoring going to medical as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, you
just-
ignore it, period. I mean, you don't. You're forced to do your job. You have to do your job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for a person that's the Army's a career, is gonna ignore it because it's their job.
Mhm.
You know, somebody that's not seeing the Army as a career will probably doesn't care if they get chaptered out or medicaled out of the Army.
Mhm.
But if you, at the point that you make it a career, you want to stay to retirement. So
Yeah.
you gotta just suck it up and just keep moving
Mm.
because there's that fear of them medical, kicking you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you didn't have your whole leg situation
Yeah.
going on, would you want to do more than 22?
No. No, we were looking at 20. I honestly never saw past 20.
Oh, for real?
I was like 20 and out. Yeah. Then they decided to send me to Korea. So.
Yikes.
So yeah, didn't really have a choice in that matter. But yeah, and then this happened. So.
It's just
But again, I mean, it's a blessing because it was probably gonna happen regardless, and better now than being in a civilian job.
Yeah.
And this would have happened, and I would have still had to go to work.
Yeah.
So those are the luxuries of being in the military. Is that you can get hurt, and you're still gonna get paid.
Yeah.
To recover.
And he'd be like, go home.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that in the civilian world.
Yeah, you can't. It sucks.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, all that other stuff,
Yeah,
it's
no.
not the same. It's like, go home. That's it. Go home. That's it.
So yeah, those are the good parts.
So retirement, like, at what point, maybe we said this earlier, was at the 10-year mark, that's when you said you're just going to stay in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was about yeah. For me, it was like at 11 years.
Okay.
That's when I was like...
Oh, most people already decide sometimes.
Well, you have to...
Everybody different,
well, it depends on when your contract expires.
Oh.
So my contract was going to expire around that time. So that's when I had to make that decision to either go what is called in-def. That was my last contract. Or get out, really, at that point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you only have those two options. So either you get out or you sign up indefinitely.
Yeah.
Once you pass 10 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, once you're E6 over 10 years, now they moved it to 12, but it used to be E6 over 10. Once you hit 10 years, you either go indefinite or you get out.
Okay.
So
I think I got about 2 to 3, and that'd be it. First one is, being at senior leadership level would be like one jewel or one piece of advice you would kind of give, junior soldiers or just someone junior.
save your money.
Save your money.
Don't get married.
Yeah.
Don't have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy your life.
Uh-huh.
Enjoy your life first. Yeah, I mean, enjoy
You
it.
said a whole wife and 5 kids. What?
That's what I would give advice. I mean, I give it to my kids.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life. Do everything you want to do before you settle down and start having kids and a family and stuff like that. You know? It's just life. I mean, life's too short, but life can also be long.
Yeah.
So you gotta find a balance in it. So yeah, that would be my thing. Save your money. Don't have kids.
Yeah.
Marriage, I guess, maybe. Because you and your wife can have fun,
Yeah.
and travel and stuff like that. But take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't rush. Don't rush life.
Yeah, especially them E1, E2s. As soon as they come in the fleet,
Yeah.
they married. Like, that's what happened. That's what
That's
happened to my homeboy Bert.
Once you come out of basic training, you want to go get married to somebody.
Yeah.
Marry the first stripper in the damn strip club. Once they're able to go to the strip club.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Hey.
Yeah. Like
I love her.
marriage rates be so crazy.
That's what they'll come. I love her. They get to their first duty station. I love her.
Like, what?
You just met this girl. You done gave her your debit card?
Yeah, she's been stripping out there for the past 3 years.
Looking for you.
Yeah. Yikes. That's all Major know by her first name.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy. And then my last question is, if there's one thing in the Army, as far as, I guess, policy-wise or just whatever, what would be one thing you would change overall if you could?
Dang. Tough question. Change.
Change and, well, enhance be the same thing.
Mm.
Take away.
Man, I think I'm brainwashed. 22 years now. I would always, I mean, you could say pay, but that would be like the cheesiest thing to say.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I don't know. I think just more support for the younger soldiers. Younger soldiers. That's
Yeah.
what I think. Just we have to do better in counseling.
Uh huh.
And just holding people accountable for making sure soldiers are getting counseled. I don't think we do we're not doing so great.
Yeah.
And making sure people are actually being held accountable for counseling their soldiers.
Mm.
Um, that's what I would change. Just focus more on that because I think that the third, fourth effects to that are, suicide rates, substance abuse problems. If you know your soldier, you're talking to your soldier, you'll know those things.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know if they're having issues. You know if they're having family issues.
Yeah.
Not knowing your soldiers, that's why things happen.
Yeah.
So that all goes into counseling.
Hmm.
And not like behavioral health counseling. It's just counseling as far as leader to subordinate.
Yeah. Knowing their.
Leader to soldier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just knowing them, asking them, talking to them.
Yeah, because when shit hit the fan, it falls back on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. Your success lies on them.
Yeah.
So we don't realize that sometimes. A lot of leaders don't. They take all the credit when the soldier's doing good, and they want to pass them up when they're doing bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn, that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that aspect because I've seen it so many times. Yeah. Well, nice chatting it up with you, Steve.
All right.
I really enjoyed that. I learned a lot. I really did. I hope people out there, like Jones would say, the podcast land, hope they learned a lot too. This is Unpredictable Thoughts podcast. Make sure y'all check out the merch on unpredictablethoughts2.com. Peace.